desperate times call for exceptional leaders. But there is a fine line between admirable strength and distasteful expedience. And a strong hand alone may not be enough to secure lasting victory. To fight for survival or advancement is only natural. Yet a wise man knows when to put their own ambitions aside to serve a greater cause. Once weaker rivals have fallen, and sides have been chosen, then comes the greatest test. The final battle, where only one will triumph.
Hello, Monsters Abound here, and welcome back to Total War 3 Kingdoms, Fates Divided, and a brand new campaign of Cao Cao, the Manipulator. Oh, he's such a... He's schemes, he's got schemes, he's a Skarsnik of 3 Kingdoms. It's, you know how I feel about Skarsnik, I adore the little green guy. Anyway, so with the new DLC that comes out on the 11th of March, we get a raft of bug fixes, such as the Lubu mechanic is now fixed, yes it is, and so is the Bandit mercenary contract mechanic, both of which really should have been fixed before now, to be honest. Really shouldn't have to wait for a new DLC to have those fixed. Those should have been done months ago. With that said, they are now fixed. And there's also been a big change to the way battles play out, as both cavalry and missile units have been nerfed, I want to say, fairly significantly, which kind of brings them in line with the melee infantry. So now the battles feel a lot more sort of combined arms rather than, oh, I've got a retinue of shock cavalry, I win. Which I'm pleased about, to be honest. I really like the change. I think it's a really, really good one. I know some people may jump the gun and go, fuck, they've nerfed cavalry! Fucking the world's ending! Just calm your shit. Alright, calm your balls down. It actually makes the game significantly more fun to play. Now, we also get some new mechanics for the Han Empire factions, starting with the Faction Council. Now, before now, the Faction Council was a bit shit, to be honest, because it was, I barely remembered it even existed most of the time. Now, however, it's quite a nice change in that every year you get to pick one of 8 potential bonuses to give to your faction, ranging from things such as getting a new trade agreement and increasing trade influence, to getting a random ancillary, or increasing satisfaction, or maybe trying to reduce satisfaction of someone else. Depending on who you have in these positions depends on which mission you'll get. Someone who's a lot more aggressive will give more aggressive options, and someone who's more sort of, uses their brain a little bit more will give ones that are a bit more sneaky, such as Kong Rong here, sort of inciting scandal and circulating propaganda. You can pick one of these every year, and then once you've picked one, basically the option's locked until spring of the following year. Now, I'm going to start off by, I think we're going to circulate propaganda, because that 20k population growth, 5 turns of 20k, that's quite a lot. Plus, 10 public order. We start off with quite a large empire. We are starting off in the 200 CE start, which is the new start for Fates Divided. And it does mean we've got a lot of territory to deal with. So I'm going to grab that one. It's only going to cost us 200 big ones. Bosh, there we go. Now, we also get Imperial Intrigue. So, before now, having the Emperor wasn't really a massive bonus. It was nice, but it didn't really change anything. Now, however, all factions get to deal with this particular mechanic, but if you own the Emperor, you get some additional options. So basically, when the Emperor comes of age, which I think is 197 CE, I want to say, I'm not 100% sure. Obviously, we start in the 200 CE, so it's already unlocked. If you're starting before any of the starts before now, it's locked out until that time. So basically, all factions, Han Empire factions, so not Nan Man or Bandit, have an Imperial favour. Turbans as well don't have it. So basically, as you increase in Imperial favour, you get bonuses to satisfaction, to diplomatic relations, and reduction in corruption. As you go down, you get penalties to those same stats. To gain Imperial favour, you do things like having food surplus and having happy population. You also get missions from time to time. I got a mission where the Emperor was asking me to feed another faction. They were starving. He wanted me to give them food. If I gave them food, I would get some increase in Imperial favour. And the faction that needed the food, I wasn't even friendly with. So you have to imagine this as the Emperor doesn't see China as a patchwork of warring states. He sees it that he owns it all. Right, it just so happens that there's squabbling going on. That's fine, but if there's people starving, then you need to give them food. Now, if you attack other Han Empire factions, you will lose Imperial favour, and depending on the level of destruction you cause and the number of casualties, you'll get a much more severe reduction in Imperial favour. So, for example, if you loot a Han Empire city, that will give you a reduction in Imperial favour. If you fight a Han Empire faction, even if you're at war with them, you will reduce in Imperial favour, even if you own the Emperor. So you have to keep that in mind. Now, if you need to do some political manoeuvring, you can. So, for example, we can increase our favour. It's going to cost us 5 favour, but we can then increase it. We can even increase other factions' favour for some reason. I don't know why you'd want to. Or decrease it the same. So it'll cost you some favour, but you can reduce it even more. So, for example, Yuan Shao here has 65 Imperial favour currently, and we can go, no you don't, and then we can go, but I do, bosh, there we go. We can also, as we have the Emperor, actually tell everyone that Yuan Shao is an enemy of the Han, which is quite fun. So we could start off just by doing that for funsies. Should we do that? Fuck it, yeah. So he's now an enemy of the Han, which basically reduces his relations with everyone, which, considering that we really want to dick him over, I'm happy with that. So we've got Duty to Han, enemy of the people. The Emperor has declared a faction enemy of Han. As his loyal subject, you're expected to lead a charge against them. So to destroy the following faction in 25 turns. If we do that, we gain 10 Imperial favour for 3 turns. Fair enough. Good. Now, Cao Cao also has his own mechanic, which is schemes. That's right, he gets schemes, and these are really, really nice. In fact, this is basically a copy of the Deathmaster Snitch mechanic from Warhammer 2. So you have a certain number of slots. The number of slots you get is the same number of spy slots you have available. I think up to 5. I don't know if it increases beyond that, but there certainly seems to be another slot for a 5th one. So you can enact these schemes using legitimacy. And you can gain legitimacy by some of these schemes as well. So it's kind of like a balancing act to perform. Some that are going to give you some legitimacy, some that are going to reduce it. And there's different targets. So, for example, you can do characters here. So we can increase redeployment cost of a character. We can increase recruitment cost. We can increase retinue upkeep, character salary. We can reduce satisfaction, all that kind of fun stuff. We can also affect factions. So we can reduce the undercover network gain per turn of a faction when spying. We can increase the cover cost. We can, reduce their food. And I think I'm going to reduce... Where is he? Where's Yuan Shao? Where is the creepy little bastard? There he is, right at the bottom. That's right. Say goodbye to your food. Bosh. So we've enacted that scheme. He now has 20 less food a turn. I don't think he starts off with a lot of food, so basically this is going to really dick him over. He probably will trade for more food, though, but I don't think any of his sort of like military allies don't have much food. So I think by doing that, we might actually cause them some real problems. And there's some really nice schemes you can enact as well, such as there's one down here, Dominion over the Realm, which unlocks a new reform and gives you 20 legitimacy. You can only use it when the current season is not spring, which it currently is. So what that means is basically that and the cooldown is 20 turns, so every 4 years you get another reform. So that means that you're going to be, storming ahead on the reform unlocks at that rate, which is very nice. Cao Cao just is going to be, more technologically advanced than any of the other factions, which is interesting. You can also, increase diplomatic relations with another faction, which is quite nice. There's also ones that affect enemy armies, which are very, very nice. The when near appear far, the ones here are very small, the ones outside are very far away, reduces morale by 20, which is absolutely devastating for an army which is mostly militia. Militia don't have a lot of morale to start off with. Reduce it by 20, suddenly that army is fucked. Some of these schemes are very, very powerful, and it really suits Cao Cao. It's a very good mechanic for Cao Cao to have. It's really, really interesting. Really good mechanic for Cao Cao to have. Really like it. Yuan Shao gets one where he can basically buff his retinue captains. So he could, any retinue captain, he gets what does he? Does he get legitimacy? I can't remember. He gets something anyway. He gets a resource that he can use to basically give them increase in weapon strength, in range, in leadership. He can give them abilities. Basically, he can spend that resource to then upgrade those units, which is a really nice mechanic for Yuan Shao to have. Both of the factions that get new mechanics in the Fates Divided, really well thought out, really nice mechanics, really work very well for the factions. What can I say? But really well done. So good job, CA. I particularly like Cao Cao though, because those schemes, it just suits him down to the ground, really does. Now we're going to start as Cao Cao in 20 CE, so this is the Fates Divided start. And if we change to ownership, we can see that, well, we actually own quite a lot of territory, going all the way over the Yellow River, all the way down to whatever river this is, the Yangtze River. There we go. All the way down to that one. So we have a lot of territory and not much money to start off with. Currently, we're losing about 1,000 per turn. Not a great start. And also, you start off with a lot of territory, which I never really like these starts. I like starting with a single province, with a single army, and working my way up. That's how I like to start Total War games. I never really got on with the Eastern and Western Roman empires and Attila because it's just so much stuff to throw at you from the get-go. It's too much. I can't deal with it. But we are going to start. So I thought, it is the Fates Divided DLC, so we're going to start as a Cao Cao in the Fates Divided. Cao Cao and Yuan Shao get the same mechanics no matter when they start. So even if you start in the 190 CE start, you still get the same mechanics for Cao Cao and Yuan Shao. But I thought, we would start in the actual DLC start that we get. Now, what did we actually get ancillary-wise? We get Battle Axe, that's quite nice. We get Diviner, not bad. Taoist Monk, okay. And we all get Red Hair as well. As you might have seen in the cinematic at the start, Lu Bu he's dead. He's out of here. He is gone. Cao Cao was finally the person who went, you know what, you're just going to betray me, aren't you? And Lu Bu was like, definitely not. I mean, yeah, I betrayed the other 10 guys, but I'm definitely not going to betray you. And Cao Cao was like, I do not fucking trust you, mate. And then cut off his head, which is probably the most sensible thing that anyone's ever done in relation to Lu Bu. We start off kind of surrounded by enemies. We have Yuan Shao to the north. We got Gao Gan, that's one of Yuan Shao's vassals. Yuan Tan, that is one of Yuan Shao's sons. also his vassal over there. Liu Bei has betrayed us, the sneaky little bastard, and he's over there. And then we also have Gong Du, who's also on Yuan Shu's side. So basically, we are defending ourselves from every front. But on the other hand, we can also go on the attack. So I know for a fact that Yuan Shao starts off with 3 armies. So he's got his army down here. He's got Zhang He over here, and he's also got his son over here somewhere. So I know he's got 3 armies, and we've got sort of 2 trying to blunt him. We've got Yu Jin over here. I'm going to send him back to Dong, and we will recruit some more units for him. We also have Cao Ren, who has, yep, that's right, we get some new characters. Cao Ren finally gets his own custom portrait, rather than just being I think he was a sentinel, wasn't he, to start off with, or a vanguard? I can't remember, doesn't matter. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to bring you over here. And we're going to... No, you know what? We're not going to ambush. We're just going to stand here. Stand here. We also start off with Jahadun over here, one-eye boy. I'm tempted to give him red hair because I love him, but I'm not sure. Maybe we give our cousin. He's a brave hunter. He's a brave hunter boy. Who do we give red hair? You know what? I'm going to give you red hair. I've decided. I don't know why. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Now, we also start with Guan Yu over here, and we've got a 100% chance to capture him. So, basically, we can get Guan Yu on side almost immediately, which is quite nice. And we also start with Zhao Yuan over here. We can... Well, he's facing off against Gong Du, and unfortunately, our resources are very, very spread. We're going to put him in here for the moment, but it might mean that we need to pull back to somewhere more sort of like defensible, because this is farmland. That's not defensible, unfortunately, so we might need to fall back from there. What we're going to start off by doing is some diplomacy, because that's going to be quite important here. What we're going to start now, right, Liu Biao, would you...
Do we have to?
Yes. Can I invite you to a coalition? You don't want to join. Okay, fine. What about Sun Ce?
Not you again.
Yeah, it is me again. Would you want to join me? Oh, you know what? That's not far off. That is not... Okay, well, let's get a trade agreement with you. So we can propose that. You're pretty happy with that. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to propose that.
It is agreed.
So we get some... That's some more money. That's good. Trade agreement. Liu Biao is a maybe. I would like a trade agreement with him. What can we do to make that work? Give you a shit ton of money. How much money is that? I am... You know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go for someone who will... Because that's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. So instead, what we will do... I'm not going to go with you. You, however, would be a good shout. So I could get some money from this, but it would be pittance, so I'm not really super bothered about it. And I'll also go with... all fairly similar here. We'll go with you. Right.
Reach an understanding.
No, you would potentially become my vassal, but not potentially enough. Okay, so far so good. Now we're in the money. Now we're looking pretty good. Now we're looking a lot better. And this is one of the reasons I don't like starting with a lot of territory, because there's so much stuff to try and deal with right off the get-go. You have that. You've got a nice sword. Oh, you've got a big axe. That's fine. You've got your own sword. That's fine. You have lovely swords, so that's fine. I don't have anyone I can give a large axe to, which is a shame. You've got your own spear. Right. Okay. So let's have a look at our settlements now. So we've got a lot of commanderies to start off with, and thanks to our council event, we're getting a lot more public order, and of course population, which is very, very nice. So we're making quite a lot of money here. So mostly industry. So is there anyone we can put as a governor that's going to increase industry? Income from all sources is not bad. Income from all sources and more food. That's not bad. You are going to piss people off, but lots more income from peasantry, which is quite nice. Building upkeep isn't bad. Here we go. Income from industry. 50, yeah, okay. You're in. You are the governor of this place. Do we have anyone who can boost up... You are going... Right, you are not a super happy boy. Desires higher court position. Well, tough shit. So, we're going to pop you to go and do that. It's going to boost up the income there. We actually have quite a lot of money coming from... Is it peasantry here? No, that's... We have somewhere where there's a lot of money coming from peasantry. I know we do. Oh, is it this one? No. I'm fairly sure we have somewhere there's lots of money coming from peasantry, and I cannot fucking remember where it is. Right, maybe I was just talking bollocks. So let's get you in here, because we have a lot of income here, lots of industry income. That's good. Anyone else who can boost our industry income? Unfortunately, doesn't look like it. Never mind. So that's all fine. I genuinely don't know what else. We have quite a lot of peasantry income. So that's not bad. I think... Yeah, we've got 300 peasant income here. So we're going to put you, despite the fact you're really going to annoy people, but no, well, never mind. I'll have to live with that. Let's get our... Is this our wife? I think it's our lovely lady wife, I believe. So we'll pop you in there to increase income from peasantry. So already things are looking pretty good. Already we're looking pretty on the ball. So money's now looking a lot better. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out Guan Yu to start off with. So let's come down here. And let's deal with him first. Let's fight a night battle. That'll be nice. Now we're fighting at night because that reduces the leadership. So these militia have only got 10 leadership, and they get less leadership when they're, you know, pounded into oblivion by boulders. Yep, they're already running away. Already running. Militia have terrible morale. Although, to be fair, if someone thrust a spear at me and said, "You're in the army now," and then someone else started throwing boulders at me, I would be quite perturbed by that. I would be writing a very strongly worded letter to, well, in the case of having boulders thrown at me, to whom it may concern. Or anyone. Everyone, to be honest, at that point. I'd just be writing in general very large capital letters. Anyway, the point is that here's our army. We're facing off against Guan Yu, of course, Liu Bei's brother. Well, his real brother. They just made a little pact, didn't they? Liu Bei, Zhang Fei, and Guan Yu were like, hey, let's stop the chaos. And so that's what they tried. So these guys here, the Xingshu Assault Infantry. So these guys are some new units that Cao Cao has. They are pretty good. They're not bad, actually. They get a special buff. They're unruly. So they charge without orders, act erratically on the battlefield, kind of like me, especially if someone's throwing boulders at me. But they also get a nice little buff here. I think it's if they're losing battle. Right, there we go. Got it. Misplaced devotion. There we go. So basically, if the morale is low,
don't get blinded by arrogance.
Then they get melee damage, and melee damage aren't piercing, and a reduction in melee evasion, but they become unbreakable. So that's fun. So here comes Guan Yu. And of course, archers are now less effective. Doesn't mean that they're, don't kill anyone. Enough concentrated fire will kill units, especially if they don't have shields. It's just they don't, delete units like they used to. Now, most of the enemy army is in disarray because we've been chucking boulders at it.
Oh, how witty! How very witty!
Some shit talking going on. Love it. Yeah, these units not really getting into melee. They're just like charging in, getting shot to pieces, and then running away. Here's Cao Cao up on his little, what's it, Shadow something? I don't know. What's it called? Shadow Runner. There we go. This little horsey. God, it's fast. Off he goes into the trees. Whee! Disappearing over to attack some archers because they can't fight back. And here comes our cavalry. Cavalry also fairly nerfed.
Look the enemy
in comparison to what they were, because they used to literally disintegrate units they charged into. Now, not so much, which is good in my opinion. I like that, because it did feel a bit... It felt like infantry were kind of surplus to requirements. Like, they held the enemy infantry in place long enough for your cavalry to charge them in the back and destroy them. That was basically how you won battles. And it wasn't very fun. Now battles are a lot more fun. Obviously, the enemy army's defeated, but Guan Yu is made of sterner stuff. And the main problem is, he is more than capable of killing a lot of people by himself. Now, he's constantly asking to duel Cao Cao, and Cao Cao's like, no thank you, because that is just not happening. So the enemy army is running away. We've just hunted down some of those units. Some of them are, you know, we got some, what's these, like G militia? Yeah, G militia. And I mean, Guan Yu has, he doesn't give a shit. He doesn't care about arrows. Most of them are missing anyway, apart from that one. That one did hit him. He's advancing now. I should have like stopped my units. If I'd stopped them, he probably would have stopped charging. But as it is, nope. He's just going to murder everyone he can get his hands on. Oh dear. Oh no, these guys aren't cheap, I think. Do I have to write home and tell their loved ones what happened to them? They were brutally murdered by a man with a fantastic beard. Would that be of comfort? I don't know. Anyway, Guan Yu is currently surrounded. And I'm trying to get Cao Cao over here, because Cao Cao is about the only person in our entire army who might actually be able to stop him, because he's a friggin' lunatic. I'm just like, good luck, guys! He's up to 52 kills already! And here comes Cao Cao to the rescue. Jesus Christ. Oh no! Finally, Cao Cao's arrived. It's time to take chunks out of him. I don't want to duel him, but I will certainly just like circle round him. Yeah, you see, he keeps on going, come on, Cao Cao! I'll duel you! I'll duel you! And Sassa's like, no, I'm just gonna run around and hit you when you're not looking. Thank you very much. That's more my style. Good. So, okay. Okay, there we go. He's finally decided to break. He's off after killing almost 100 people. Ugh. That's a lot of letters I'm gonna have to write.
My ambition is coming to fruition.
God, he killed a lot of people. So we've lost some Imperial favour, because, you know, we're attacking. But we can employ Guan Yu, that's right.
I value true talent.
We really do. And we get 1,000 big ones, which is quite nice. And glorious victory for Cao Cao there. Very nice. Now, we are in range to actually hit Shai P, is it that? Which is one of Liu Bei's settlements. He doesn't have many settlements. In fact, he only has like a little fishing village down here, and then a couple of settlements. I don't imagine that he's providing enough food to feed them, but I could be wrong. So what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to kind of abandon this area over here, because I don't think we actually need it. Also, the map is wonky. That's better. So we're not going to worry too much about that. We are going to try and take on this army over here, which is a little bit of a ballsy move. We've also got Jahadun, which I'm going to use to take on this toolmaker. So we'll grab that one. Just with a launch resolve there. Took quite a lot of damage, but no biggie, because I'm not going to be moving for a little while. Okay, so I'm going to switch out some of these boys. We're going to get the assault infantry, because I think they're better. So we're going to get some of those. And over here, we're going to recruit probably someone that has cavalry. So, Yang Biao over here, he kind of gets on with everyone. So that's fine. So we'll pop him in that army. We're going to get some... I'm tempted to get some crossbows. We don't have a huge amount of money, so let's just get some militia archers there. We're going to get some mounted boys. Your army is fine, and over here we're going to probably recruit... Who can we get? Who can we get? I'm tempted to get Zhang Liao. Maybe Kong Rong would be a better option. So let's get Kong Rong in there. It's expensive, but I'm going to get a Juggernaut because I like setting people on fire. What can I say? It's just my bag, baby. Just my bag. Right, we'll do that for the moment. So we're now down to 400 income a turn. Obviously, that will get better in a minute, which is good, because God knows we need it. And that looks fine for the first turn. I think we're genuinely in a good place. Obviously, poor old Zhao Yuan he's a little bit of a trouble because Gongdu is a really formidable foe to face. And frankly, I don't think we have the impetus. Ideally, what I need to do is maybe bluntly obey for a minute and then come back and knock out Gongdu. Because if we destroy Liu Bei, we still have Yuan Tan over here to deal with. So that's not really going to secure any of our fronts. But if we knock out Gongdu and then we get Liu Biao on side, then hopefully we should be fairly secure on our rear. And then we can concentrate on capturing some territory to the north. That's the plan anyway. Oh, he's coming for me, and it looks... Oof, evenly matched. Evenly matched. But it does say we're going to... It says valiant defeats. We are outnumbered, and they have artillery, but we have more cavalry.
Move out quickly!
So our last battle was, I'll be honest, a little bit one-sided. This one, though, this is going to be a little bit more close. Because this battle is kind of in the balance. But if we can win it,
destroy them! Hurry, move!
Then it'll put us in good stead. So we've got units of saber cavalry engaging mounted lance and militia. And we've got Cao Ren trying to deal with Yuan Shao. Unfortunately, he's not doing very well.
My skin of stone!
Trying to take out that cavalry, but more cavalry on the way. And this is the new unit for Yuan Shao. It is noble cavalry, and it's quite nasty. We've now got a duel going on as we have Zhu Hua versus Yuan Shao. It's hard to... Names are hard.
Strike!
Oof, that was steely cold. Infantry's advancing.
At least pretend to try.
Cao Ren is trying to take out Zhang He, but Zhang He is an absolute terror. He really is. He's an absolute nightmare to deal with. So, good luck. Right, we've taken out the trebuchet. That's gone. That's good. Our infantry has engaged. That's good. Our cavalry's running away. That's bad. And Cao Ren is getting his head kicked in, so that's also bad.
Move out quickly!
Their cavalry is moving in to charge our unprotected flank, which is also bad. We've lost... The left flank has collapsed. But our cavalry from the right flank are now moving in to engage the enemy cavalry, try and take them out, along with this unit of... what is this? Axe Band? Yep, Axe Band. Okay, things are starting... Now, that noble cavalry is going to be an absolute nightmare to deal with. But elsewhere, our infantry should get the upper hand.
If you fight as well as you talk, you'll soon be dead.
Some archers raining down fire, taking out that trebuchet early was good. It's close quarter fighting. All very choppy. Oh god. Yeah, Cao Ren. Zhang He has taken out Cao Ren, and now he's taking out Yu Jin as well. So basically, I don't know how. I don't know what I'm going to do with him. I don't want to lose Cao Ren or Yu. So currently, they're just like circling each other. That's fine. Basically, if I can keep him busy, that's probably okay. We've got this unit of saber infantry surrounded, and our cavalry is continuing to try and hunt down that noble cavalry. This duel is still going on, but I think we should have the upper hand because we've got a much better weapon than he has. Yeah, this is definitely going very much our way. We should be able to win this one. And... oh dear. He didn't need an intact neck, did he? Probably not.
Was that really the best you could do?
I mean, it was pretty good. You have to be... I mean, you know, that was okay. Right, Zhang He has lost a little bit of health, but he's also completely fucking annihilated both of my other generals, so that's fine. See, this is what I like. This engagement that's been going on a little bit longer. Normally, I would have got the cavalry in behind, charged him in, and that would be all she wrote. Total rout, enemy completely gone. End of the battle. But now we've kind of got this stuff going on, and yeah, we got charged in the rear as well, and you can see that it did some damage, but it didn't completely annihilate the unit. You now need to support your cavalry. You can't just send them in and expect them to just win the battle for you.
The enemy warriors are running.
Nice. Shu Huang. I think it's Shu Huang. I don't know. Chinese is a very hard language for non-native speakers. Ah, that's why I like chopping. He's covered in other people's blood. That's what I like to see. That's it. Hacking his way through. Now he also has a debuff that will cause a morale shock. There we go. And that, of course, instantly will break units for us. They are broken. I've stopped trying to kill Zhang He because he's basically impossible to kill, so I've decided just to ignore him. I'm gonna act like I'm gonna deal with him like I deal with all my other problems. I'm going to ignore them and hope they go away of their own accord. So our cavalry are swept in to take out those fleeing units. And there we go, more units are starting to flee as well. I've just brought my generals in to help out with the rest of the enemy army because, ugh. No point trying to duel Zhang He. He's basically impossible to kill. It does, doesn't it? It really does. Look, lots of units now fleeing the battlefield. We've definitely won the melee engagement, leaving, you know, quite a lot of devastation behind. Those units running for their lives, cutting down as many as possible. Zhang He even getting dealt. I mean, he's killed a lot of people, but he's lost a lot of health at the same time. And even he's running away now. Just one unit of Sabre infantry coming back just briefly before deciding that actually, you know, they probably can't take on an entire army by themselves. And Yu Jin driving home that point.
Authority has been restored.
Well, we won. It was very, very close, though. What we got? You are cunning, suspicious, and arrogant. I don't think I need you. I'll get rid of you. But Yuan Shao, relentless, reckless, and brave. Yeah, you're in.
To action.
You are in. And I'm going to take the replenishment because we're going to want to chase you down and finish you off. Okay, well, money's not looking too bad, and we did take a bit of damage there, but we've replenished a little bit as well, so that's not too bad. What do we get? Anything good? Wei Liaozia, or Luzi, or something. Should apply satisfaction and resolve. Not bad. Can probably do something with that. Okay, so we are recruiting there. We're recruiting there. And we could potentially try and take on Liu Bei, but I think that would be a little bit dicey. I think what we're going to do is pull back and recruit. Who should we get? Who should we get? Ooh. Su Chu? Is it Chu Chu? Su Chu? The Tiger Fool. Ain't getting on no fool plane, fool.
Serve
He's
the
in.
people.
He's got Peasant Band. I'll be honest, not quite what I wanted to have. Let's get the Qing Shao spears. They're unruly, but they're cheap. No, they're more expensive. They don't. Right, so you can't do fancy maneuvers, but fuck it, you're in. I really like these things, and I really want to get another one of them, but I think we're gonna hold them. The halberdier, yeah, let's have a couple of let's get some halberdiers. Why not? Let's get a couple of you. And I can't afford a flamey boy. That's just pants. That's just pants. Oh, we got one tiger and leopard cavalry. I kind of would like more of them. I like the assault infantry. So, you know what? We're going to get a couple of them as well. Or one of them, because that's all we can afford. But at least that means we are now recruiting stuff. That's pretty good. Right, what we can do is go and take on this settlement. It's a close victory. I think, yeah, we're going to fight this one. Because it's farmland, isn't it? Let's have a quick look at the map view. I think it's farmland. It's farmland, yeah. So that's a nice open battle. Should be fairly easy for us to get the upper hand. I mean, we defeated the army when it was full of terrifying boys. Now it's just got some garrisons. I mean, the only real problems here are going to be the G infantry captains, but we should be able to lock them down and then finish them off. And our generals are a little bit wounded, apart from, is it Xu Huang, who, I'm going to be honest, just tore through everyone. So good going him. At least Zhang He shouldn't be a problem. He's pretty badly wounded. We've got a 23% chance to capture him as well. So that'd be quite nice. But that'll have to wait until next time. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.